A good evening to you all, and thank you very much for joining us here on Rwanda Television News tonight. We do hope you had yourselves a very productive Tuesday and a great start to your week. Here's a sneak peek at our edition. Residents across Kigali city reiterate that they are happy of the partial provisional results of the presidential elections that saw RPF Inkotanyi's candidate Paul Kagame securing a 99.15% win. Rwanda's High Commissioner to Pakistan, Her Excellency Fatou Harerimana, on Monday presented her credentials to that country's president. On the international scale, the weekend assassination attempt on Donald Trump has silenced much of the chatter over President Joe Biden's political future. Once again, we're glad to have your company tonight, coming to you straight from the heart of Africa, Kigali. My name is Martina Abera. Residents across Kigali city reiterate that they are happy of the partial provisional results of the presidential elections that saw RPF's Inkotanyi's candidate Paul Kagame securing a 99.15% win. Residents add that they are committed to support in the country's development in the next 5 years. Prince Manzi has more on the report.
The National Electoral Commission revealed on Monday that in the partial provisional results from the 14th and 15th July 2024 presidential elections, Paul Kagame, the RPF Inkotanyi's candidate, secured an astounding 99.15% win. Candidate Paul Kagame appreciates Rwandans at large who unhesitant demonstrated their choice in these elections.
huzuyemo RPF n'ayabo dufatanije abamvuga.
In these votes, they are of RPF Inkotanyi and these allied political parties. I would like to thank you, those who are here. I thank you for how you have been with us throughout this, and most importantly, unhesitantly demonstrating your choice in these votes. And through you again, I want to thank Rwandans and those following us. I personally thank you. They are artists, youth, who have been with us. I do not know how to express this, but I thank you so much. The Democratic Green Party of Rwanda's candidate, Frank Habineza, the closest rival to RPF candidate, managed only 0.53% of the vote. Frank Habineza has conceded defeat, adding that he accepted the results. Dear Rwandans, in the past moment, we have received the partial provisional results released by the National Electoral Commission. We want to communicate that we have accepted them and congratulate the winner, His Excellency Paul Kagame. Thank you. Philippe Maimana, who was an independent candidate in these elections, picked up 0.32% of the votes. Maimana demonstrates that his wish is that Rwandans play part in their democracy. My wish was for Rwandans decide their leaders, why for the votes, and participants in my campaigns. I do not stress on it. The essential is that we are Rwandans able to play their role in their leadership, and deduction of votes compared to previous elections. It does not mean that my ability is lessened. Rather, Rwandans are to focus on how democracy journey is advancing, and if they agree, we proceed with it. Residents affirmed that they are committed to supporting the country's development in the next 5 years. We are happy, it was our goal. That is why we are going to also vote parliamentarians who support him. The head of state said that we are to preserve the achieved and stop anyone willing to go against it. Anyone is aware of the transformation of Rwanda from 2000 to now. Us, the youth, We will support him always. If God allowed him like 20 more years, we can also vote him. It is expected that the provisional results will be provided not later than the 20th July, while final results are to be provided not later than the 27th July 2024.
Local residents across the country have been expressing confidence in the abilities of Paul Kagame to lead the country for the next 5 years, saying they expect a lot from him. We have more on this report.
We spoke to people from all walks of life and asked them what is important to them in the coming years. Many roads have been upgraded, but we cannot ignore that there are others that are yet to be dealt with. We therefore ask him, as people who use the roads to make a living, to ensure that more roads are upgraded so that our job can be easier because of good roads. Others in the agricultural sector also called for assistance to be able to effectively deal with the challenges climate change has presented, especially when it comes to irrigation systems. Other sectors too need to continue to develop fast, such as industries and the service provision. But as experts point out, none of that is possible without security. When it comes to national security, a lot has been achieved, as the President noted, but I expect that security to remain unshaken as we move forward. This is vital for doing business and attracting more investment. That is what I look forward to most in the next 5 years. Indeed, national security is something the President of the Republic has spoken on a lot, the most recent remarks being made as he met with social influencers. The way things are in our country, there are those that protect it in a professional capacity, and national security is not something maintained just by people in uniform, because the efforts begin among local residents, and that is where they are based, right across the country. President Paul Kagame and the RPF Inkotanyi Party are looking to improve social welfare in the country and accelerate development, and much emphasis has been put on preserving what has already been achieved so that it can act as a foundation for future achievements.
Rwanda's High Commissioner to Pakistan, Her Excellency Fatou Haririmana, on Monday presented her credentials to that country's president. His Excellency Asif Ali Zardari has stressed that his country is going to work to boost the bilateral relations that exist with Rwanda.
Mu biganiro twagiranye na nyakubahwa perezida wa Pakistani.
The discussions we had with His Excellency the President of Pakistan focused on the bilateral relations that exist between our two countries, which are good. Now our focus will be on sectors like trade, education, health and defense. We also agreed that agreements are to be signed as soon as possible. Things to do with transportation as well as education, with Pakistan having agreed to provide scholarships for medical students. We thank them for that and are confident that all will go well now that the President has committed himself to assisting us on the matter.
Members of the voting committees in the women's category of the parliamentary elections have asked those who will be voted into the Chamber of Deputies to play a direct role in addressing challenges women have continued to face in this country. On Tuesday, the final day of the year's general elections here in Rwanda, the members cast their votes, effectively determining who the women representatives will be in Parliament over the next 5 years. Each of the country's provinces have allocated seats reserved for female representatives as stipulated by Rwanda's constitution. The voting committees of people living with disabilities also cast votes in the parliamentary elections on Tuesday, deciding who will be representing them in the Chamber of Deputies. They too asked that the person that will end up representing them to actively seek to address issues to do with difficulties getting prosthetics and other aids needed in their day-to-day lives, employment, and to be facilitated during things like exams, taking into account their disabilities. They also noted that the fact that they have representation in Parliament is something to be grateful for. 13 individuals were vying for the single seat reserved for such representation in the Chamber of Deputies. The youth from different parts of the country requested the elected youth parliamentary to represent them well and be a voice for their desires, especially the unemployment issue. This Tuesday, on the 16th of July, the youth parliamentary elections for the youth took place at Kigali, which involved the youth representatives from different districts voting for 2 out of 31 parliamentary candidates representing Rwandan youth. Ketia Ineza has more on this report.
In Kigali, at the meeting room of Gasabo district, and 2 out of 31 candidates will be elected by youth representatives from different districts to represent the Rwandan youth in legislature. The youth voters are delighted to be able to choose their own representatives with an expectation of the elected leaders to be a voice for them as they contribute to the development of the country. I feel like I have a significant role in contributing to the development of the country. As someone that voted for representative candidates, I've been thinking about the people who would stand for us, sharing our thoughts and desires in legislature with an expectation to be put in work as it contributes to the development of Rwanda and the Rwandan youth.
I'm feeling so much excited. I'm very happy for playing my role in choosing them to represent us, and I hope I have played a big role in choosing for my fellow youth from our district and the country at large. And what I'm expecting for them to do for us is to make advocacy on the areas where there is a weakness and some problems.
One of the election observers, Murwanyashyaka Evariste, said that the elections were conducted well, peacefully, and everyone followed the rules as he was instructed.
I'm really appreciating the way of this election of youth the parliamentarians is doing, because they were a campaign, a countrywide, where our candidates have been explaining their strategies, what they are going to do after the election. And before election, they have been given the instructions from the commission, electoral commission. They have informations, and the way the preparation was very good.
During the youth parliamentary elections, the voting list consisted of 261, but only 255 from different districts gathered to vote for 2 parliamentary candidates out of the 31 candidates who will represent the Rwandan youth. Ineza Ketia, RTV News.
Thank you, Ineza Ketia, for that report. Earlier today, Reaching for Hope Ministries launched an initiative called the Invest Program, which aims to involve youth in new businesses through vocational education and skills training. The project is designed to help youth and young adults in Rwanda start small and medium livelihood projects. For Didas Ndanyumugawe, the president of Reaching for Hope Ministries, explained the benefits of this initiative, emphasizing its potential to positively impact the youth.
Invest is a project that targets the youth, unemployed young people who graduated from college and could not get jobs, or probably they have a job but they are not satisfied with what they have been doing and they would like to do something better or something bigger. We are calling these young people, spending a month with them. We have actually just completed the first month with the young people, with the youth, and we have about 78 right now. And we are training them in entrepreneurship. We have spent all these weeks teaching them how to work with their own hands, how to stand up and rise and decide to make a difference in their lives. And our purpose is that they will not only be able to make a living, but they will actually become investors, go out in the community and help the communities around them. Help those who have not been able to go to school, or those who have gone to school but have not been privileged to attend these programs, to be able to create jobs.
Jean-Pierre Habimana, an employee of the Ministry of Youth and Arts, noted that the government will provide opportunities to support these youth.
This initiative of Reaching for Hope Ministries is linked to the mandate of our ministry because they are implementing their activities, their projects related to job creation, and we have that mandate for our young people. So we have initiated a partnership between our ministry with this international NGO just to empower our young people to have just to be trained in life skills, soft skills, with opportunities around in different sectors, including agriculture, including manufacturing, business development, and the other sectors. So we hope we will achieve much more from that partnership.
And once again, on behalf of the news production team as well as the technical team, would like to appreciate and thank you very much for sticking with us on RTV News. My name is Martina Avera. Stay safe and have a great night.